Monica Wachowicz. I'm a professor in data science at RMIT University. My background is a synergy of geomatics engineering with geography, computer science, and life sciences. So it's a very multidisciplinary background that really shaped the way I think about complex problems. So, for example, I do modeling of spatial and temporal interactions of all elements of both natural systems and human systems. So in this way, I can find patterns that help me to understand how climate resilience is experienced by different communities. The resilience term can mean different things to different people. In context, it could be the geography, could be the economy, could be the infrastructure, or even culture. For some communities, resilience might mean bouncing back from floods and bushfires. For other communities, resilience is all about dealing with heat waves, food insecurity, or rising sea levels. The workshop was not meant to be a discussion about climate change. The workshop was meant to be where we share our knowledge and our values among the community. So we brought together 6 researchers, 6 scientists. Most of them, for the first time, even had the first interaction with representatives of the East Gippsland community. I didn't come with an idea that, I'm going to get this out of these workshops. No, there has never been like that. It was very exploratory. Our scientific outcomes will only be meaningful and long-lasting if we look at the values as well that communities bring to the solution of climate change. Local communities, they bring such a crucial knowledge to our scientific research. They bring knowledge about their environment and how to deal with climate change risks. And this has to be something that us scientists, we have to learn how to bring this knowledge from the beginning of our project. Because it's only then that we are going to devise strategies and research projects that are meaningful and long-lasting. The local governments, they also bring their knowledge and their values that is also fundamental for our research, because they are the ones who are close to the communities. They know what are the challenges, and they also connect to resources and policy frameworks that can really translate strategies into actions on the ground. In one of my meetings with Wayne, I was discussing on how to frame this discussion with the community. He just pulled out this paper for me and said, well, why don't you use the context decision-based conceptual framework to help framing how will be the interactions and questions and how things will unfold. And I'm so grateful he did that, because it really shows that he provided me with the conceptual framework that would work, that I didn't come and talk about climate change issues or how much they are suffering. We came to talk about, what is your knowledge about this? What are your values? What is important for you? And this was really significant to the success of this project. With the workshop, we brought so many voices together. And Wayne Burton provided us with an overview of the Council's strategic environmental plans to understand how the land is changing and what are the strategic environmental goals. The scientists from RMIT were Amy Griffin, Shay Fraser, Nick Lee, Johan Tied, Ahmed Khan, and I, who tried to explain our research in a way that was easy to follow. But it was the knowledge shared by the traditional owners that really grounded those conversations. Alice Pepper spoke about deep connections to country, passionate stories of caring for the land, and ways of reading the environment that cannot be captured by satellite or maps. The artists added another layer. interpreting all of our ideas discussed during the workshop through emotion, culture, and creativity. And Chris Lethborg reminded us how insurance brokers play an important role in risk assessment and recovery work in practice. All these voices came together to build a richer, more grounded vision of climate resilience, one that's about data and planning, but also about history, responsibility, and trust. But just as meaningful were the artworks created from the exchange of 4 focus groups. These pieces offered emotional and cultural reflections on climate resilience. Josephine's work was expressed in the group message, "Help Nature to Help Us." It reminded us that healthy ecosystems support human life through clean air, water, protection from disasters. When we care for nature, nature cares for us. Matt's piece echoed the question, who can we turn to for help? It encourages reflection on who supports us during hard times. Family, friends, community leaders. Resilience grows through these relationships. Tracy's group shared the message, "Nothing about us without us." She hosted workshops in her community, highlighting how affected communities can be involved in climate adaptation. It's about respect, inclusion, and self-determination. Finally, Sasha's artwork reflected the idea natural habitats are your habitats. Nature is not separate from us. It shapes our health and well-being. Caring for habitats means caring for ourselves. And I couldn't not mention Grace Leon, Mary Jane Warfield, and Ashley Ball were instrumental in the early stages of devising the project and in coordinating efforts that make this happen. After we had the 2 workshops, we kept in contact with the artists to share their ideas. They had so many ideas of different artworks, but we let them find their way, their expression of what they understood, how they perceived, and even their own experience of climate change, because they are all local artists. When they had already a prototype idea, we met again. So we had the scientists and artists along together, discussing and what came out of our ideas. And in that occasion then, they were the ones defining the message they would like to come across with the community.